Hey everybody, it is Joe from the Strange Voyage Files. It is February 2nd, 2026. Happy Groundhog Day. And, alright, so I did, the last review I did was Melissa from Merciful Fate. So I figured let's go to the completely other end of the spectrum and we'll do Poison, Flesh and Blood. Um, All right, all cards on the table. I did like this album when it came out, and I liked it for a few years afterwards too. Um, so I am not going to say that my present thought on this album has always been the case because I did enjoy this album for quite a few years. This definitely falls under the "Does It Suck," um, and I always think of that guy when I did the OU812 review, Does It Suck, and said that OU812 sucks, and the guy that said, oh, you hair metal guys don't know music, and I always think of that idiot when if I do anything like this. So to you, Mr. Hair Metal, this one's for you. Um, so yeah, I got this album when it came out. I did enjoy most of it. There are some songs that I um, don't like now and didn't like then on this album. It was a very big album. It sells 4 million copies. Big tour, the whole shebang. Big. Most of the singles do extremely well. Um, Something to believe in. Is the successor to Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Bret Michaels and his I'm so deep, phase, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the album does do very well. This is an extremely big success for Poison. Now, it's often been said Poison destroyed metal in the 80s. Well, they were definitely one of the generals that helped to destroy metal in the 80s. Um, what I think destroyed metal in the 80s, real metal, is when bands like Ozzy, even though I love the Ultimate Sin, saw the glam and said, "Oh, I got to jump on that." Kiss, who, uh, you know, started jumping on that by Asylum, and definitely by the time we get to Crazy Nights, Judas Priest with Turbo, absolutely. And again, even the argument has been made, even Iron Maiden with Somewhere in Time. And I like all those albums. I like Turbo. I like Somewhere in Time. I like The Ultimate Sin. But they were moving more towards this glam, hair, metal, hair music, whatever you want to call it. Um, and then they do all bounce back. We get No Rest for the Wicked. We get No Prayer, Seventh Son, No Prayer for the Night. We get the return to form. But of course, this is the same time when thrash is setting the world on fire. So Poison definitely plays a big role in traditional metal taking a massive hit. Grunge is definitely the army that comes in following the bad decisions of generals of hair metal and wipes out a lot of our heroes. But thrash is still, this is when, you go 86, 85, 86 to about 95, possibly even longer, man. This is when, you get great albums from Exodus, from Overkill, you get Master of Puppets, um, Testament, you get bands like Obituary, and I wasn't a big thrash death metal guy. I did jump on the bandwagon during this time, but yes, I was getting, I got the Obituary, Slowly We Rot, Death. I love Death. The first three Death albums are awesome. Dark Angel, Death Angel, um, oh God, I'm looking at the album cover. I can't think of the name of it. and you guys all know it because it's a great album. Arise. What's the band? What's the band? The Arise album. It'll come to me later. If not, just throw it in the comments. Sanctuary. Sanctuary is a great band. Heathen. Um, Bolt Thrower. I remember getting the Bolt Thrower album simply because the cover was awesome. But thrash is definitely the response to all of this stuff, and Megadeth. I mean, all of these great bands, and they really shine the mid '80s through the mid '90s. So, um, but Poison plays a big role. Dee Snider famously says the W bands, but you can't leave out good old Bon Jovi, Poison. I know you guys love at least the first album, Cinderella, and I think that band sucks. I will take Poison over Cinderella any day. Yes, even with Night Songs, I can't. Cinderella. Oh God, do I hate that band? But at any rate, so let's take a look at this album. Did not age well for me. I don't think it aged well overall. I think this kind of falls in the same line as Dr. Feelgood, where, and I loved Dr. Feelgood for years. There's only a few songs I even would think to listen to off Dr. Feelgood. This album, it's kind of the same. There's only 3 songs that really kind of save this album. And now there's 2 songs on there, Swamp Juice Solo and Strange Days of Uncle Jack, that I'm not even putting on there. They're just weird instrumentals and whatnot. So we're going to start with the leadoff single, Valley of Lost Souls. It starts off fast. It's a rocker and a kick to the album. It's a Valley of a horrible song. It's a 1. I always thought it was okay. If I was probably to rank this when it first came out, I'd give it a higher rating, but I listened to this album again before I did this. No, Valley of Lost Souls sucks. It's a 1. The next one is the title track, Flesh and Blood Sacrifice, and the double entendre. What does it really mean? Of course, it's about sex and giving yourself to Bret Michaels for the first time. And I remember, funny story, when we were in high school, that when this album came out, my friend's mother would not let him buy it because she thought it was like a ritualistic, satanic flesh and blood sacrifice, and that's what he thought. And I told him, I said, no, it's about a girl's first time with Bret Michaels. He went and told his mother, and she said, oh, if it's just about sex, you can buy the album. It's better than Valley of Lost Souls, but not by much. It's a 2. And we're skipping the Swamp Juice Solo garbage. The big single, Unskinny Bop. Oh. Now, I don't think I was ever a big fan of this song, but I mean, it's just stupid. So much of the lyrics of this band are asinine. At least, yeah, you can look at Kiss, and especially, Kiss is probably the best example, and say, man, the lyrics are corny. Yes, they are, but I don't know. You can kind of look back at, there are some songs, especially off like Hot in the Shade and Crazy Nights, which I do like those 2 albums. Much to, I know a lot of people hate them, but I do like those 2 albums. But yeah, you can definitely see the lyrics are ridiculous, but I don't know. Something about Poison just makes it even worse. But Unskinny Bop, let's see, what's that one? I had to do this differently because of those 2. I had to take those 2 stupid songs out. Oh yeah, Unskinny Bop's a 1. Sucks. Absolutely sucks. Another one, Let It Play. I don't know, trying to get and they do this a couple times in this album where they try to get bluesy. Yeah, didn't work. It's a 1. It sucks. And that song's okay, but or I would have thought it was okay back then, but no. The only metal band in this, Poison is not metal. Poison is, bubblegum, your granddaughter's music. But the only band that successfully in my book, well, one of that did blues correctly is Black Sabbath, Zeppelin. I mean, the real bands. Poison trying to do it doesn't work. Let It Play sucks. It's a 1. Now, absolutely, the next one is Life Goes On. The best song off this album. An unbelievably great song. Hair music or not, this song is incredible. I will, if it's on like Sirius Radio, I will restart it. Life Goes On is a 5. I loved that song from the second I heard it. I will always love that song. It is actually a 5. It is great. Next one, a song I hated from day one, from the first time hearing this stupid album. Come Hell or High Water is a 1. It's garbage. Next one is Ride the Wind, and again, another popular one from this album. It's good. It's a 3. It's not horrible. I mean, if there's nothing else on stations and it's on, I'll listen to it, but not when I'll restart. So it's a 3. It's okay. Next one is one that has sucked since the first time I listened to it. Don't Give Up an Inch. Definitely even for this crap album filler track, it is a 1. Garbage. The next one. Oh my god. Something to Believe in. Ooh, he's all melt over and now I will say I know part of the song is an homage to his security guard who died, so alright. Give you that. Sorry for that. That's that part I won't make fun of, but even if the guy didn't pass away, Brett would still have made some stupid song where he's all like something to believe in. I mean, it was a monster single. I listened to it. It's a 2. Give it a 2, but yeah. Oh my god. No, it's not the worst song off the album, but man, is it close. Ball and Chain, hated then, hate now, 1. Horrible. Garbage. The next one is the other standout killer track on this album, Life Loves a Tragedy. I've loved this song from day one. Love this song now. It is a 5. Absolutely phenomenal song. I gotta give it to him with that one. Life Goes On and Life Loves a Tragedy. They should have just released a single. That's it. And then they would have been fine. Life Loves a Tragedy is a great, great song. It is a 5. And they end it with the worst garbage they could possibly. I mean, literally, if I'm going to take the line from the movie Airheads. If they would have had Ricky Rocket farting on a snare drum, it would have been better than Poor Boy Blues. Poor Boy Blues, again, we're going to get all bluesy, man. We're going to show we're musicians. Yeah, no, just, paint your hair pink, go screw up on the VMAs or whatever it was, and run out of the room. Poor Boy Blues is a 1. It sucks. All right. Add them all up. I'm really surprised. So 2 songs really save this album. And it's Life Loves a Tragedy and Life Goes On. Again, those songs are awesome. It's an even 2. When you average this up, it's an even 2. Boy, did they get lucky because of those 2 songs, because it really should be a 1. Does this album suck? Absolutely, yes, 150,000%. This album absolutely sucks. The exception of those 2 songs, I would not even bother listening to this. This thing is absolute garbage. I did like it in my younger years, What are you gonna do? You're young and stupid. But God, is this album bad? And I don't even think I've heard their other albums. This has got to be their best one. I shouldn't say I'm not going to. I'm sure I will rate the other albums they had. But I think this is the pinnacle of anything I would like. This is the pinnacle. So the other guy, because the singles off the other ones are absolutely terrible. I used to, again, when I was younger, I used to really, really like I Won't Forget You. I would probably only give that a 2 or a 3 now. The rest of the stuff is garbage. And then they have the thing where, that VMA thing, I think it was the VMA, it was something on MTV, where CC's all messed up. Now CC is a decent guitar player. I will give him that. He has a good guitar player, but and very likable. Remember he was on the show The Surreal Life years and years and years ago. And a very, somebody who you really, really I liked, and you really really was hoping would stay sober, and really has had ups and downs. And yes, I watched Rock of Love with Bret Michaels. Just, yeah, absolutely, you bet your bottom dollar I did. And then it's funny because they can't tour because Bret wants too much money. You know what? Here's the deal, buddy. You're a nostalgia act, okay? I think they put out an album like 10 years ago or so. I got the old Wikipedia pulled up here. Let's see I know they did an album that went nowhere. Hollyweird, or was that Poison? Or Warrant. Hang on, let's see. Discography. Yeah, they did it as Hollyweird. 2002, and then what's Poisoned? Oh, and they did feature 14 albums. All right, so the last real album was 2020 or 2002, Hollyweird. And it's been nothing but the nostalgia. Be happy. Nobody's buying your albums. Nobody wants to buy your albums. Okay? So be happy with what you got. I mean, I love the first 5 albums from Def Leppard. Yes, including Adrenalize. Euphoria is okay. Def Leppard releases albums. They suck. They go nowhere. The songs suck. Get with but they, I think, realize they're a nostalgia act. Bret, go tour. It's not going to go anywhere else. Not gonna release another big album. Just your fan base, again, people my age, the 50 plus crowd, they're only be going to shows for a few more years. I strongly suggest you be happy with what you're going to make and go shut up and tour. But that's just me. Okay, so yeah, this album does suck. I'm sure I'll do more Poison albums down the line. Again, this album I knew because I actually did have it at one time. It's been long gone. I'll do the other albums at some point in the future. Could be a few years down the line, whatever. But I have never listened to those albums all the way through. I only know the singles. So it'll be very interesting. But let me know what you think. And again, my guy, if you're watching that from the OU812 video, yeah, big hair metal guy right here. All right, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think, and I will see ya.